Okay, so I'm gonna try to ignore that the camera is watching me in this video because I've truly connected to a higher dimension. And the thing is what that does is it creates the psychic perspective, which makes the objects in your room haunt you. And I noticed that everyone is playing some kind of psychic game with telepathic minds. I just already noticed it in a certain way. But there are proofs in my lifetime, I just want to leave it at that I've known of this like exterior realm all along, and that I've positioned myself to think in a different realm that just looks the same way, like it's the same room, but really I'm in a different world. And it's just modeled after my original living condition, and I believe that through the computers they did that to people, that they would recreate people in different environments, and they would haunt people and so on. I noticed things about myself, like this one time I looked at myself in the mirror and my face looked strikingly gorgeous, right? Then I looked at the inconsistencies in my face between videos, and I noticed that I noticed that there are some videos where I'm quite ugly and there are videos where I'm quite attractive. I wonder, what does that even mean, other than the obvious implication of not being a solidified being, of being an ever-changing creature, of being a man who only makes up his mind when he is committed to the task of sporadically thinking for such a long time. And I feel like the process has been kind of peaceful for me. It's kind of been a revolutionary process for me. And I know that I don't get any views anymore because I know that it feels like in a big way that the public bailed out on me, you know. And I've been banking everything on something so unrealistic. I noticed that, but yet when I told myself it was the truth for so long, and there was a sanity to my trip. There was always a sanity to my trip. I just started believing in it. I just started believing in it. And what that was what, to make the proclamation that you're the next Jesus Christ, it isn't the best look. But it's literally what it's been, you know. And the truth is I've just been trying to find myself. I've been trying to understand the true point of devotion within the guise of being a being that hopefully one day will be prosperful, will be completely independent. And the thing is there are so many factors in life working against me. There are too many factors in life working against me, but I just aspire to be better. I just aspire to understand what it means to be alive. And, when the point feels like it's a devious intervention, and when you still work it in your favor, maybe there is a point of the craftsmanship of the perspective. Because I turn a bad situation into a good situation, and that is a fact. I really do it, but with every turnaround comes inevitabilities. With every turnaround comes inevitabilities. There will still always be a haunting. I'm convinced of that. I'm convinced that there will always be a haunting and that I will always be like tracked. I mean, in terms of myself, of course, I will be haunted by spirits from other worlds, and that will create my schizophrenic diagnosis in order to lead up to a moment in time where it all becomes very real for me. And it did. It did create the schizophrenic diagnosis. I mean, it is at 17, I think, that I grew schizophrenia, and it was quite a perilous time for me personally. But as far as when I first heard voices, for some reason I just am scatterbrained. I cannot quite remember. I really cannot quite remember. I feel like I am so hard on myself. And a big thing is that I feel like I was given up on. I feel like there's still people that love me in my life, but that's the most important thing, right? But in terms of the deeper element of life, the hive that understands one another, the hive hates me. It really wants to create trauma in me. And the truth is I felt the hive is composed of people's will. So I saw that my latest video didn't get any views, despite the fact that sometimes the views even went up to the high 90, 100, 110. I think the most views like 170 views. And the point I guess I'm trying to make is that I feel maybe because I caused a rupture in society, and the only thing I can really feel is that the people were always meant to hate me. The people were always meant to not like me at all. And I just am a man who went through the process of rehabilitation, but I knew it was a lie. I knew it would head me nowhere. It would lead me nowhere. It would simply be a excuse to capture me and to invade me, and then I wanted to trust and I wanted to believe and I wanted to ally. But it seemed whenever I made a friend, they just abused me and used me, and it was always mental. Because I felt like we were playing this mental game where our subconsciouses attacked each other, and to me it felt so very true. And the thing is maybe there was a forecasting that it was in my mind, and maybe I tried to defend myself against the wicked evil, and maybe I did my best, and maybe in the end it still didn't truly matter. This is what I'm hoping is not the truth, but it very well may be the truth. Okay, so maybe there was a point in time where it was a beautiful life for all of us, and there was nothing but a beautiful life that existed. The people were pacifistic, they were honest, they were open-minded, they were creative geniuses. They created the best for themselves. They conquered the world. We spoke in a more elaborate way. We understood life through mathematics. Mathematics was a principle. It was the only way that we could communicate the complexity of our being was to truly communicate in code. I thought, what does that mean? Then I realized, well, what if we're living in this sort of like artificial reality where we are the proponent of an eventual world, and then we awaken in our human basis, in our human skin, we awaken. But I awakened the falls in me. I awakened the falls in me that were to either end the world or to save the world. But while I desperately wanted to save the world, it's like everyone wanted me to end the world. And it really made me sad. And I felt since that day that the people have betrayed me, the people have bailed out on me. It's since the people came to their full commitment, since they truly felt that the madness in me was too much to bear, and that there was a nefarious monster in me that would end the world. And the truth is I've been through traumatic incidents that I cannot describe as anything but cleared up, because it's like they never happened. But I could swear that I've been through these traumatic incidents, and I could swear that it was removed from my mind, and the next thing you know, it's like it never even happened. And the truth is that maybe there was a accident or two that I committed that killed me to my mind, and it's like they never happened. I started thinking to myself, what if I'm not the only one? What if there are beings out there that have dodged their life expectancy being in prison, or that have dodged their death or something like that, and the scene was rebuilt. What the scene means, okay, is, well, let's put it this way. What if we live in a video editing program? You know, there's like scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. Then scene 1 would be the environment composite, okay? So the scene 1 would be what surrounds you. And as long as something seems solidified and you hallucinate it, then it will be solidified to your perspective, because you're hallucinating the path forward. And what that does is it creates the ability to, in honesty, have uh, a space where there is no detail, and then we create the detail ourselves. I've always assumed that that's a big part of what hallucinating your reality means, is that you understand the shape of everything. But then I've asked myself, what does that mean in the first place? What does that mean then? Does it mean that we're all in touch with the universe? You know? And the thing is that maybe there was a conquest to partake in all along. And maybe it had to do with what I said, the files in my mind, okay? What I meant is that there are, well, the videos that I saw around me were based upon file formats such as an MP4 or music such as MP3, the same from this reality, right? And a big thing with that is that and meant all along that I was a computer. This one time, if I just didn't touch my head for like 15 minutes, okay? But I felt the whole time I was a monitor instead of a head. That my head was a monitor. I felt the whole time that it was, but it was not like weighty. It was the same weight, but I hallucinated myself being a monitor mentally. And ever since then, it's like I am this computer stuck in this basement, and it is what is powering my perspective and my world. Because the hallucinated component will inherently create the world. I don't know if you get what I mean, but yeah. It's possible you would. I know it's very much on my alley, but maybe some people never got quite used to this way of speaking, But it's very much up my alley. Uh, I think that I'm generally a very depressed being, I'm very depressed and repressed, and I do not share truths, but sometimes it's like my emotions, they're just lacking, and it's like they're completely buried and muted. But despite that, I can still feel that I'm depressed. And the truth is the rejuvenation works on a principle. It works on the, how do I put it? It's almost like I'm running on like some kind of electricity, and what I mean by that is not that there's literally a burst of electricity in my mind or anything, but it feels like something is powering my thinking, and that the exterior forces that be control um, the the power source, and I just hope that I can feel happiness and be the best me possible. Also, I just want to give a quick shout out to my dad. I'm not gonna name him, but I love my dad. I think my dad is a beautiful guy for letting me stay over, every weekend. So take care and peace out. I love you. Goodbye.